The Guardians win the series this weekend over
Yes.
the Angels. We
Yes.
scored 16 runs. I went back and looked. The last 2 series combined,
Yeah.
we only scored 10 runs.
I know it.
Is the offense coming around?
Josh Naylor's coming around.
I'm telling you.
Josh Naylor's, I mean, he basically, he accounted for more than half of those runs.
Yeah.
So I can't say that the offense is coming around because the offense looks abysmal, terrible, awful. I can't believe.
Hold on, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bull just texted me, no lie, no cap. G. Bush, you got to say bad job out of the Angels for taking out a right-hand pitcher and putting a left-hand pitcher.
When they did that, I said, oh, God, he doesn't know how bad he is against lefties.
Yeah, listen, he takes him out and puts a right-hand pitcher in, and Naylor is like, yeah, I'll take that. I'm going to go
Guys,
yard.
I don't think I have ever seen this before in my entire – I'm a baseball fan above everything else. I have never before seen in a 3-game series one player, the same guy,
3 out of 4.
hit – they were all, I think, 3-run homers all in the 8th inning, and all of them gave the Guardians the lead. Why the Angels decided to make a move, and I know, you want to rest your starters, you want to watch his pitch count, but he brought in a righty to face Naylor. Naylor is not like he kills righties, by the way, because he doesn't. Yeah. But his average against lefties is I actually made a note of his splits yesterday when I was watching this.
You know what's interesting?
What?
As I had that same problem in my little league. I couldn't hit a left-handed pitcher to save my life.
Well, you understand why, right? Are you left-handed batter?
No, I'm a right-handed.
Oh, well, you should slay left-handed pitching.
I couldn't do it.
So
give
them the reason why lefties don't traditionally hit well against lefties.
Okay, so if you're a lefty and you're in the box and I'm a lefty, I'm coming at you and you don't get a good sight line of the baseball, and it's the same side. I can pitch you in, and you don't get to see the baseball. Whereas if I'm a righty and you're on the left side, you see my glove separation, you pick up the ball right away. It's all about seeing the baseball. You want to see it as soon as you can. So the second there's separation, if you see that ball, now you know it. You're ready for it. Then you're looking for it to come out over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a good, clean look at it. If you're lefty and you're on that side, right now you're seeing it. Yeah. You're seeing it well, like a beach ball. But if I'm coming at you from this way and my body is shielding the ball, and then all of a sudden it's just out and at you, you don't have time to pick it up.
And that's not the same
that's
way.
Why,
it's not the same way for righties versus righties.
Yeah, no, it is.
But
my splits against righties were always I was pretty much the same, but I was a little lower against right-handed pitching. I love left-handed pitching. Give me lefties all day long.
You know what it was though? I was young. It was his mechanics. He had this big leg kick.
Okay, that might do it.
And it threw me off like, whoa, what is he doing?
The other reason that young kids may struggle against lefties, even though they're righties, they're just not used to it. They don't see it.
That's true.
So that used to throw a lot of the guys that I played with when I was younger. They would say, I just don't like it, man. I'm not used to it. And I would say, it's to your advantage that he's coming from the other side. You can see it better.
I'll have you know, we played him about 4 times in the season. He struck me out every time until it was do or die, Jay. Playoff baseball.
And then you came up big.
I hit that thing. and had like a 2-run RBI.
So your money then is what you're saying.
In crunch time, it's just something about
there's just a switch. Travis just becomes money.
I hate you.
So I like it. Doesn't it just flow better?
Dude, he is now Travis to me.
I wasn't doing that on purpose.
Oh, I know.
Of course not.
It's just funny. I got a text from my guy back there. He said, by the way, his name is Tyvis, not Travis. I'm sitting there like, oh my God. But
Travis Fry, man.
Tyvis.
Yeah, I would have given a shout out to the Guardians as well for this win.
Yeah.
Because funny enough, I was sitting in Applebee's. They were down 6-2. Service was slow. All the bartenders are sitting there watching the game, not asking people, do they want drinks, refills, nothing. I'm just sitting there like, oh, Guardian. Naylor comes up, hits that 3-run home run, and starts the avalanche. The rally is in full effect.
Here we go.
The drinks start coming out. My boneless wings come out. My food is tasting good.
All flats?
I got boneless, so I didn't go all flats this time. Yeah, so food's tasting good. The waitress comes up. She's happy. She's in a good mood now. She's like, I'm going to give you your dessert for free since we were taking so long. So shout out to the Guardians.
Nice.
When the Guardians are doing good, life is good. So let's keep it going so I can get some more free food. That's really all I
If
want.
I was Shohei, I request a trade. They tanking on purpose. He should request to come to the Guardians.
I cannot. Yeah, I wish. I cannot understand why this Angels team. They're above 500 this year.
they're above 500.
They've had no success. I mean, for a while it was Trout and Pujols, even though Pujols was at the end of the trail.
Yep.
Now the last couple of years it's been Shohei and Trout.
Yep.
And that alone, if you just sprinkle in, now the starting pitching they got yesterday was tremendous.
Yeah.
In fact, the Angel starting pitcher and the Guardian starting pitcher, Bybee, were high school teammates together.
Crazy.
And
they
they were
probably struck
pitching
out
their asses off.
everybody.
Bybee had a perfect game going into the fifth. And then he gave up a base hit, but then they got a double play, a fluky, weird double play. So he had faced the minimum into the seventh inning.
That's crazy.
He went to the seventh?
The first, in 6 innings, he faced 18 guys. 18 up, 18 down.
I keep saying that is the only way to guard. That's the recipe. The starting pitcher has to go 7 because the bullpen has just not been that good.
They've not been what they were
wrong.
last year.
They probably will get there as the season goes on, but right now the starting pitcher has to go 7.
Well, I think Clase's ERA doubled
Clase,
over the weekend.
he
looked terrible.
Yeah, I'm about to say he got 14 saves, which is the most, but he got 4 losses, which is the most.
Yeah.
But Earl, you asked the question, and it just goes to show you, like, the whole outlook on the season, the whole outlook on the game changes when you can get some power. Like, like just look at the feeling you got, right? And it's so crazy. Naylor became the first player in the expansion era since '61 to hit a go-ahead home run in the 8th inning or later 3 straight games.
Okay, so I told you I'd never seen it happen. I didn't look it up.
Yeah,
but I couldn't remember when that happened and why in the world the Angels decided to bring in a right-handed pitcher to pitch against him is, I mean, that is negligence. That is just
at the highest
dereliction of duty by the Angels manager. It was good they won 2 of 3. Your question, Earl, are the bats back? It's too early to announce that. I will say this, though. Oftentimes when a whole team slumps together, a whole team streaks together. And sometimes it just takes a spark.
Yeah.
So what's our current record now?
I think we're 18 and 21.
So we 3 under.
I believe. Let me check that.
Maybe 19 and 21.
It could be.
And what's the Twins?
The Twins are, I think, 4 games ahead of us.
Do I have to root for them by default? Because I'm here.
You do.
Yeah,
you do.
That was part of
now that you're one of us.
Okay.
Yeah, now that you're one of us.
Because he said,
they are 19 and 21.
He said, what's our record? And I looked at him, but I got you.
19 and 21.
The good news is the Twins aren't running away with anything. We're 3.5 games out.
Okay.
But here's the deal. You've got, and this scares me because I want them to keep Shane Bieber. I really do.
Man.
But I don't think they're going to sign him. We've seen what's happened when the pitchers have birthed these Cy Young worthy pitchers. They always let them walk. They never bring them back because it's too punitively. It costs too much.
He's going to the Dodgers.
So he's going somewhere. So the question is, do you trade him now when he has more value, or do you hold on to him and make another playoff run? And my guess on this is they're going to let the standings tell the story. If the Guardians are sniffing first place around July 1st, then you can't move them. Because you can't imagine winning a playoff series.
Oh, really?
Without Shane Bieber as your number 1.
So do that with Ohtani, with the Angels.
Well, Ohtani's a free agent this year, right?
So do they move?
After this season.
If they're in playoff contention and they're winning, do you move him or do you?
If you're smart
let him
and you're
walk
the
for free?
Angels, you move him because the price tag for him. I've been hearing $500 million.
Yeah.
I heard the Dodgers might enter the fray at $600 million and just drop the mic and say, "Come on, come cross town, trade in your Angels uniform for a Dodgers uniform." He'll end up likely with the Dodgers. But now we talked about it on this show. If you're the Guardians and he is on the market and you're still around first place July 1st, I say you go big or you go home. We saw the Cavs go big with Donovan Mitchell. Didn't work out, but they did it. They have him under control 2 more seasons.
They got
we saw the Browns do it with Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
if you were to add Shohei Ohtani to this team, who, by the way, our roster, our starting rotation now, Bibby's the real deal.
Who are you willing to give up?
Whatever they got down there, all the middle infielders.
It'd be quicker to tell you who I wouldn't give up.
You think that they just gonna take them?
We've got pieces in the minor leagues that we could put together a really nice package and get Ohtani in here. And it's really a 2 for whatever. You're getting one of the game's best hitters, and you're also getting one of the game's best pitchers.
That's crazy.
And so could you imagine a 5-game series?
What if it's Jimenez you got to give up?
I don't think they would take Jimenez because we just signed him to a big deal.
Yeah.
So they want pieces. They want young pieces with a lot of control that don't cost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of those. We've got a lot of those.
There's Rocchio.
Right now, Gabriel Arias, we're trying to let him win a spot.
Right.
He hasn't done it. You know who I'm intrigued by is Bo Naylor. I think, check this for me, I think he's got 9 or 10 home runs in Columbus.
Yeah.
Really?
That's half our total for the team, for the season.
Well, it's the Clippers, so.
Hey, I don't care. He's doing it at AAA level. I think he's got 9 home runs.
And Zanino ain't talk about nothing.
Listen, I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
At the beginning of the season, it was, we got one.
He started out hot.
And now he got all these pass balls.
And it's the strikeouts. No, it's not just that anymore. It's the batting average and it's the strikeouts.
But that's the whole team, though.
No power.
The whole team.
If Bo Naylor can handle the defensive duties, and that's the big question, I would call Bo Naylor up and I would move on from Zanino.
Y'all turned the page fast,
Yeah.
don't you? Y'all probably want to get rid of JB.
Jay, I got it.
What's he got?
He's batting .256 with 32 RBIs, 9 home runs, 34 hits, and he scored 28 runs.
That is really good.
No, that's insane.
That's really good.
That's insane.
Is this Pudge Rodriguez?
Bo Naylor.
There's a difference between.
That's Josh's brother, by the way.
There's a difference between AAA and the major.
There's a huge difference.
Okay.
Yes.
But there's a reason they had him up here last year during the playoffs, right?
That's true.
Usually that kind of stuff transfers. You don't see a player kill it at AAA and come here and just can't figure it out. I mean, it does happen, but by and large, a player's stats in AA, AAA, they tend to, at some point, once they're familiar with Major League pitching, they tend to duplicate that at the big league level too.
And it makes even more sense now that you say if they're gonna not even sign Bieber, why would it make all the sense in the world to go big at the deadline and get Ohtani, and then at the end of the year Bieber's out?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because this might be when the window is most open. If you imagine you're going into a starting rotation, you're going into a 5-game series. Now, Tristan McKenzie is supposed to come back soon. Mm-hmm. If you had a front 3 of Bieber, Shohei Ohtani, mm-hmm. and Stick, mm-hmm. you probably have the top 3 rotation in Major League Baseball, or real close. So you can throw even in a 7-game series, and you've got Tanner Bybee, who I know he got roughed up against the Tigers in his last outing, but he's had some outings. He's only pitched 4 times in the big leagues. He is the guy. Mm-hmm. He's got 95 on the gun, and yesterday he was sitting at 95. It wasn't like he was flirting with it. He was, because a lot of times a guy will hump up. He humped up in the 7th inning and went 96. So he was living at 95. He had pinpoint accuracy. His changeup was wicked. Everything was working yesterday. That's how good he can be.
So is he, in about 2 seasons, is he going to be better than Tristan McKenzie?
I believe he can. His ceiling is what Tristan McKenzie's ceiling is. That's just my humble opinion. Okay. And by the way, I believe that's a front of the rotation guy who can flirt with a Cy Young.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is, I was surprised and pleasantly surprised that he bounced back from a bad start.
I did
because
too.
The thought process was that we don't want to bring them up here, get them up here, and get their confidence shaken because they get knocked around, lose control, and all of a sudden they're back in. But he bounced back with that performance. I'm saying he's the real deal. Yeah. So like you said, if you throw him in the 4 slot and you get a little bit healthier, and Ohtani's going to give you a bat on top of it. But the Guardians ain't gonna do it though.
Nope.
No, I don't think they will. But I said the standings will tell us what's going to happen with Bieber. If and we've been lucky so far, the Twins haven't done this. But if the Twins hit a run and they get hot, and we look up and all of a sudden we're 9 games out, I think Bieber's
Yep.
starts in Cleveland are dwindling. He's supposed to start tonight again. But I think if you start looking at that lead ballooning to close to double digits and we're close to July, that's where teams that maybe thought they were going to either stand pat or be buyers quickly become sellers. Because you cannot risk getting nothing for Bieber. You can't risk, holding on to him until the last year of control like the Guardians did with Lindor. Now, the Guardians got a haul for Frankie.
Yeah.
They got the middle of their infield.
Yep.
And they've already signed Jimenez to a long-term
Yep.
deal. And I don't know what's going to happen at short. I don't know what they're going to do there, if they're going to sign him, or they've got another kid in Columbus. Their shortstop in Columbus is hitting the hell out of the ball. He's probably going to come up soon. So there's kids in the pipeline ready to go. And
Are you willing to trade them all for
I'm
Ohtani?
ready to trade a host of them.
Yeah, a whole slew.
If you give me Shohei Ohtani and this team starts to hit, you give me Ohtani and we've got Bieber, McKenzie, Logan Allen has looked great.
You don't think they will want
Bibee has looked
Bieber in the trade?
They could
No, they're not
compete-
going to want Bieber because Bieber's a free agent too.
They
They
could-
want young kids that they can
got
control
you.
for a
I got
long
you.
time.
They could compete with anybody. It would just go back to the Browns. That roster with Ohtani could compete with anybody.
Yes.
You wouldn't go into a series being
I wouldn't be
scared.
intimidated of the Yankees,
Nobody.
the Astros, anybody. If our starting three are Bieber, McKenzie, and Ohtani, I'll guarantee you that would send shockwaves through Major League Baseball.
Well, they,
All that
they
being
ain't
said,
gonna do it.
I still don't think they're going to.
Don't do it.
But hey, a guy can dream. See, because the way I look at it, I'm 57, okay?
Right.
And my time's ticking.
Yeah.
And really, all I want is one before I'm done. That's it. I want a Guardians championship before I leave this world.
Go ahead, Aaron.
All right, before we continue,